Ladies and gentlemen, now it's Too Late with Alan Mosley.
Wow. Very, very professional, I thought.
Thank you.
Guys, welcome back for another episode of It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. It's not really an episode, though. It's actually more of a community live stream because I kind of wanted to, highlight a thing that I did this week. But of course, joined for our Learning History episode is the number one producer in late night. It's Dave Wilimowski. Dave, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I had my green tea early, so I think it's kicked in now. So it's gonna be wild.
Okay. All right.
And other than that, I'm exhausted.
I don't know what that means, but that's all right. I mean,
around nutty.
I don't know what goes in green tea where you're from, but where I'm from, it doesn't get wild.
It
So
pretty wild.
Okay.
You know what?
all right.
I don't think I looked at you at all the whole pre-show, and you're starting to fill in the got the evil stash going.
Yeah, I'm just mad. Yeah. Because I think if I'm gonna be mad, then I might as well be like a mad genius. But to be, but I have to get the mad part down first. You know what I mean? And then maybe
gotta
the
look the
genius
part.
part will just kind of
Hey,
come on in.
We already know you're a genius.
So I got back into writing, but instead of writing, like jokes about, those people, I decided to write some articles again because I like money.
Yeah, it's a good reason.
Yeah, that's that's the only reason I would do this, I assure you. And our good friends over at the Libertarian Institute actually published my latest article. Check this out right here. It's The Constitution, Foreign Wars, and the 10th Amendment.
Ooh.
Which you would
nice.
think that might be something that would be published at the 10th Amendment Center, which is where I work. But you'd be wrong, apparently, because somebody, and I'm not going to name any names, but somebody, there's a lot of people named Michael, if you think about it. I mean, both in the world
know a lot of Mikes.
and at Tech, there's a lot of Mikes, actually.
Oh yeah.
But among them is someone who does all of the editorial stuff. And that person said, "Ooh, that looks good. I'm going to get on that." But anyway, it's over at the Libertarian Institute. So right on their homepage there, you can see. Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same people. And so I wrote this sort of in line. I wanted to tie in. I wanted to have a little 10th Amendment tie-ins because that's kind of what I do a little bit semi-professionally. I don't know if I can say professionally, but semi-professionally. And talk a little bit, do a little foreign policy episode. But we don't always need a guest. I'll just, as Dave, as you know, are the third most requested guests on this show are ourselves.
Yeah. It's always a great guest.
Yeah. Last week's community stream got more views than the last guest we had.
See?
Yeah. the audience yearns for more Dave and Alan. All right.
More about. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I would just sort of read through the article with you and, maybe emphasize some parts that I feel like maybe needs a little emphasizing or explanation, highlight some of the sources that I drew some of this from, so you kind of get an idea where I'm coming from. So anyway, we're going to kick things off here. When a sitting U.S. president decides to commit tens of billions of dollars worth of weapons to foreign conflicts, ordinary citizens seldom ask whether such largesse has a constitutional basis. You see what I did there? I put one of them fancy words. Got to up the IQ of the. Yeah. Yet America was founded on the principle that the federal government is one of limited and enumerated powers. Those powers were carefully listed in Article 1 of the Constitution, and the 10th Amendment reserves all powers not delegated to the United States or to the people. For people who were wanting a refresher, got that on your screen there, the 10th Amendment says, "The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people." What that means for the people sitting in the back is the Constitution actually explicitly lays out exactly what the role of the federal government is. If you're thinking to yourself, well, I think the federal government should be in charge of how much grain Dave grows in Wisconsin on Thursdays, all you got to do is you look up Article 1 of the Constitution and you can just, just Control F, Wisconsin, Dave, grain.
Any of those.
It all comes up. No, Dave, it's crazy. None of it's in there.
Not found.
And you know what that means is that would be a power reserved to the states or the people, respectively.
Yeah.
It's really just that simple.
Pretty simple. Yeah.
You would think, right? The Constitution demands that any action taken by the federal government, including funding and arming foreign belligerents, be supported by an enumerated power. Spoiler alert, I bet if you Control F, give bombs to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Not gonna find it.
Yeah, Control F Ukraine in our Constitution. See what pops up. President Donald Trump's decisions in 2025 to dramatically increase arms shipments to Ukraine and to release large bombs and precision munitions to Israel, despite accusations of a campaign in Gaza that constitutes a genocide, are therefore more than just policy controversies. I actually want to highlight something from that article right there you see on your screen. So the UN Special Rapporteur to the Human Rights on Occupied Territories, to the UN, said this, quote, "It is my solemn duty to report on the worst of what humanity is capable of and to present my findings." In a report called The Anatomy of a Genocide, that report did say conclusively that what they found, evidence in Gaza, constitutes a genocide. By the way, if you control F funding a genocide,
Yeah.
it,
Pretty sure that isn't enumerated.
maybe they used old timey words back then and they just didn't. That's how they get you.
It's a living document.
They challenge the constitutional structure itself. So how would the founders evaluate Trump administration's approach juxtaposed with the federal government designed in 1787? Ha ha ha. Among Congress's powers, listed in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, are the power to lay and collect taxes, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare. You hear those a lot, don't you? Provide for the common defense and general welfare. You hear that a lot. I know. We're going to get there. To borrow money, to regulate commerce, to declare war and raise armies, and to make laws necessary and proper. That's another one you hear a lot. For executing those powers. But there is no clause authorizing Congress to fund or arm foreign governments to prosecute wars in which the United States is not a belligerent. James Madison explained in Federalist number 45, which you can follow along with me right here, that the powers delegated to the federal government are few and defined. Those which are to remain in the state governments are numerous and indefinite. Numerous and indefinite. So what he meant by that, again, is just emphasizing what we've already gone over, is the powers of the federal government are few and defined. It's a short list, and they are specifically labeled one by one in the Constitution. If by some chance there's any confusion at all, if there's something not in there but you think it should be, if there's something in there and you think, well, doesn't that include this? Few and defined. So no, if it's not in there, then it resolves to the states and the people respectively. The delegated powers relate principally to, quote, external objects as war, peace, negotiation, and foreign commerce. But the states retain authority over the lives, liberties, and properties of the people. In other words, the Constitution authorized the federal government to provide for national defense and to wage war when necessary, but not to become the perpetual armorer of other nations. So that's where you get into that whole war power stuff too, is if the United States is not a belligerent in a war, we're not being shot at and we're not shooting at someone. That means we're not involved. That means you can't fund it. The Bill of Rights codifies this principle with the 10th Amendment. Thomas Jefferson invoked this principle in his 1791 opinion. This is actually against chartering a national bank. This is actually from a letter from Jefferson to George Washington on February 15th, 1791, where he said, "I consider the foundation of the Constitution as laid on this ground, that all powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states or to the people." Damn, that sounds familiar. "To take a single step beyond the boundaries thus specially drawn around the powers of Congress is to take possession of a boundless field of power not longer susceptible of any definition." Jefferson wanted to make it clear that even a single thing, it doesn't matter what it is, even a single unenumerated power being taken by the federal government, that is a usurpation of power.
Yeah.
That is a theft of power from the people to the federal government. Exactly so. So moving on. So he said, of course, Jefferson feared that if Congress could infer powers from vague phrases like general welfare, then, quote, all the preceding and subsequent enumerations of power would become completely useless. He insisted that the general welfare language allowed Congress only to lay taxes for the enumerated purposes, not to wield a general police power. In July 2025, President Trump announced what Reuters described as a weapons purchasing scheme, whereby European allies would donate Patriot missile batteries and other equipment to Ukraine. You're gonna like this. This is actually I give it to him. He's an evil son of a bitch, but this is tricky. So he gets European allies to donate Patriot missile batteries and other equipment to Ukraine, and then the United States will just sell those allies new American replacements. See, you give all of your equipment to Ukraine, and we'll just sell you some more. Yeah.
That's good.
Trump
Good deal.
framed the arrangement as a way to press Russia for a ceasefire. If Moscow did not stop the war, he threatened 100% tariffs on Russian exports. Under the plan, Patriot systems were expected to arrive in Ukraine within days, yet American officials admitted that the scheme remained largely an unfleshed framework. Imagine that. Trump makes a promise, and then a few weeks go by, and nothing's happened. And then it's like, we're on to the next thing. Europe would foot the bill for the donated equipment, while U.S. arms manufacturers would profit from replenishing their stockpiles. This arrangement appealed to Trump's political base by making Europeans pay for Ukraine's defense. You like that? Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that Raytheon got a share. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all that matters really. When end of the day,
they're just all skin and bones at this point. Mm-hmm. We gotta. I would give them the shirt off my back. Just
good for them. Good for them.
From a constitutional perspective, however, the plan is problematic. Congress's enumerated powers include raising and supporting armies and providing for the common defense of the United States, not arming foreign armies. Defenders might argue that Russia's invasion of Ukraine threatens global stability and thus implicates U.S. national security, our national security interests. You've heard that one before.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah, that's a good one.
But even if one accepts that the fate of Ukraine indirectly affects American interests, the enumerated powers restrict Congress to means necessary for America's defense. Nothing in Article 1 authorizes Congress to conscript the American taxpayer into financing a proxy war in Eastern Europe. The constitutional principle is not that Congress may do anything that might promote the general welfare of humanity. Jefferson specifically rejected that interpretation. Under a strict reading, if no U.S. declaration of war has been issued and America itself is not under attack, there is no enumerated power to funnel weapons to a foreign government. Dave.
Back. I'm here.
Is there a current declaration of war by the U.S. against anyone?
My goodness, it's been a minute, huh? No, I don't think so.
No. Do you happen to know the last one off the top of your head?
I don't think it was in my lifetime. I'll risk that.
You're a little older than me, but I don't think we're that old. World War II was in fact the last war that the U.S. entered into with a declaration of war. Economists often remind us that trade-offs are inescapable. Money and weapons sent overseas are resources not available for domestic defense or to be returned to the taxpayers. The Trump administration's scheme is not cost-free simply because European governments are paying for some of the weapons. It requires huge U.S. manufacturing capacity and could lead to backlogs for America's own defense needs. I think we've read about that too, right? It's like we're sending all of like our interceptor missiles overseas, and I don't think that like Mexico's going to start firing rockets at us, but we're running low on our own supplies because we've sent them all overseas. But what are you going to do?
Nobody's come over here.
Yeah. The plan also invites entanglement. Once the United States supplies an ally with advanced missile systems, its credibility becomes tied to the ally's success. Mm-hmm. As then Secretary of State John Quincy Adams warned, this was from probably one of his most famous speeches that he gave on the 4th of July in 1821. America goes not abroad in search of monsters to destroy. She is the champion and vindicator only of her own. You see the quote there on the screen. She is the well-wisher to the freedom and independence of all. It continues. And she knows that if she enlists under other banners, she will be involved in all of the wars of interest and intrigue which assume the colors and usurp the standard of freedom. Adams cautioned that once America did so, her fundamental maxims would change from liberty to force.
Weird.
And she could, quote, become the dictatress of the world. A policy that openly arms Ukraine while threatening tariffs on any nation buying Russian oil moves the United States closer to the dictatress Adams feared.
That's amazing, because it was just a little baby country when he said that.
Isn't it amazing how these, like, they were so on it? Like, they were like, you guys are not born for 250 years, but listen, this is what's going to this is how it's going to go down.
Kids are going to dig this. Yeah.
And they're like, just don't. Right? Just don't do it. And then the whole time, it's like the kid wanting to push the button. Here's us. We're just... You're like, ah!
No, don't do it. Don't you do it.
And then they just fucking do it. The Trump administration's support for Israel has been even more direct. On January 25th, 2025, Trump instructed the U.S. military to release 2,000-pound bombs that even the Biden administration had withheld over concerns for civilian casualties in Gaza. Trump justified the decision by saying that Israel had paid for the bombs and, quote, they've been waiting for them for a long time. I need to do a Trump. I need to get a Trump accent so I can start saying dumb shit like that. When asked why he released them, he replied, because they bought them. Yeah. Look, officer, I have to sell him the kilo of Coke. He bought it.
Yeah, he bought it. He already paid for it. Like,
yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, that's antitrust. We're just getting sued, brother.
Tied. Yeah.
The bombs had been withheld because of their potential to cause indiscriminate destruction. A single 2,000-pound bomb can rip through thick concrete and create wide blast radius. Humanitarian advocates had urged an arms embargo amid Israel's assault on Gaza, which had killed more than 47,000 people and caused widespread hunger and displacement. That was at the time. Numbers are much higher now. Mm-hmm. Israel denies accusations of genocide and war crimes, but as we discussed earlier, the UN Special Rapporteur reported, quote, reasonable grounds to believe that the threshold indicating the commission of the crime of genocide had been met, citing more than 40,000 Palestinians killed. In February 2025, the Trump administration followed up with an emergency approval of nearly $3 billion in bombs and demolition kits for Israel. What's a demolition kit?
I don't know.
Feels
like a war thing.
It feels like is that you have one of those on the wall at your house and like you have to smash the glass and you get the demolition kit out. Yeah. The package included 35,529 general purpose bomb bodies for the 2,000-pound bombs and 4,000 bunker busting bombs for all those bunkers that the starving Palestinians are hiding in, as well as thousands of 1,000-pound bombs and Caterpillar bulldozers. God.
Oh.
They're taking all of our killdozers and they're sending them to the Middle East. We can't have anything.
That's enough. That's enough of this.
The sale bypassed normal congressional review and used emergency authorities. It was the second such emergency action that month. Ari Talani of the Center for International Policy argued that the administration's plan to sell joint direct attack munitions to Israel risked aiding and abetting war crimes because these weapons have been used to level Gaza and kill thousands of civilians. I actually want to read his statement right here. The Trump administration has a valuable opportunity to exercise leverage with Israel to advocate for improved humanitarian access to Gaza, a ceasefire, and regional de-escalation. But instead, it has chosen to grant Israel more of the very bombs used to totally destroy Gaza and slaughter its people. That's a shame.
Ugh.
I really want to emphasize this is a good place to do it. It could be stopped right now. if the president of the United States gets on the phone and calls the prime minister of Israel and says, stop now or else, that's it.
Or else.
It's it. It's over. That's it.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yes, right. You're gonna start being the. We're gonna start having you be the. Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. I mean, we'll talk to Lyle. Lyle's our voice guy. I think he just does Elmo. I don't know. But it's weird.
It'll be the same voice.
Under the Constitution, only Congress may declare war, yet the United States is effectively supplying the means for Israel's war in Gaza without any congressional debate over American involvement. By the way, we know Congress is totally in the tank for them too, but still, they're still doing things without any congressional approval. Even if one believes that Israel has a right to self-defense, the question for constitutionalists is whether the federal government of the United States may finance and supply weapons for another nation's military campaign as an ordinary matter of foreign relations. Just a regular old walk in the park. The text of Article 1 does not authorize Congress to provide bombs to allies to prosecute wars unconnected to America's own defense. Therefore, the appropriation of funds for these weapons violates the 10th Amendment's reservation of undelegated powers. Trump's Ukraine plan also threatens another enumerated power, the power to regulate commerce. Article 1 empowers Congress, quote, to regulate commerce with foreign nations, but using trade sanctions or tariffs as a tool to coerce foreign nations to adopt specific policies is far removed from the original understanding of regulating commerce to remove barriers and facilitate trade among states and nations. Applying sanctions cannot possibly be facilitating trade, just FYI. Threatening to impose 100% tariffs on any country that buys Russian oil if Moscow does not reach a ceasefire turns the commerce power into an instrument of foreign policy. Precisely the sort of expansion Jefferson warned would convert the general welfare clause into boundless power. Similarly, Article 1 authorizes Congress to raise and support armies, but specifies that no appropriation for this purpose shall be for more than 2 years. The framers inserted this limitation to prevent standing armies from becoming instruments of tyranny. If the federal government may indefinitely support foreign armies, this temporal limitation becomes meaningless. The enumerated purpose of providing for the common defense cannot be stretched to include the defense of every foreign nation that faces aggression. It reminds me, you know, those commercials that the Navy did there where it was a global force for good? No, we are not.
No.
First of all, we're not a force for good anywhere, and we're certainly not supposed to be. America's founding statesmen repeatedly cautioned against entangling the young republic in the endless quarrels of Europe and the wider world. In his 1796 farewell address, check this out right here, President George Washington admonished Americans to avoid intertwining their destiny with that of other countries. He asked, quote, "Why entangle our peace and prosperity in the toils of European ambition, rivalship, interest, humor, or caprice?" Washington declared that it is our true policy to steer clear of permanent alliances with any portion of the foreign world. He acknowledged existing treaties, but insisted that it would be unwise to extend them. Thomas Jefferson echoed that statement in his first inaugural address. Check this out. Among what he called essential principles of our government, the quote, peace, commerce, and honest friendship with all nations. You've heard this one before, entangling alliances with none.
Hell yeah.
He continued, the support of the state governments in all their rights as the most competent administrations for our domestic concerns and the surest bulwarks against the anti-republic tendencies. Also, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier. If you notice that they keep on writing states with a capital S, that's because they understood the separate states that make up these United States. Their definition of state was the same as the state of England, the state of France, the state of Norway was the state of Pennsylvania, the state of Virginia, the state of Tennessee. He continued, going back to Jefferson in his first inaugural address. He also urged a, quote, wise and frugal government, which shall restrain men from injuring one another, yet shall not take from the mouth of labor the bread it has earned. The principle of non-intervention is not a pacifist ideal. It flows from a recognition that involvement in foreign wars inevitably expands federal power and requires taxation and regulation, which a frugal government should avoid. Little Ron Paul in there.
Yeah.
Supporters of large foreign aid packages often point to humanitarian concerns. Russia's invasion has caused immense suffering in Ukraine, and Hamas's attack on Israel in 2023 and Israel's subsequent assault on Gaza have killed tens of thousands. But genuine compassion does not justify the federal government's ignoring the constitutional framework. If Congress can spend billions of dollars arming foreign nations whenever a humanitarian crisis arises, what remains of the 10th Amendment's promise that undelegated powers are reserved to the states or the people? Jefferson's warning that a single extra constitutional step would lead to a boundless field of power applies with full force. But there's also practical dangers. The Trump administration's policy of threatening massive tariffs to coerce other countries could ignite trade wars, harming American farmers, manufacturing. The Patriot missiles sent abroad may never be returned. European allies may expect America to replace them, straining the U.S. industrial base. Arming Ukraine could provoke escalation with nuclear-armed Russia.
Ooh, spicy.
Supplying thousands of bombs to Israel, bombs that can flatten entire city blocks, deepens America's entanglement in a conflict that many around the world see as a genocide. Already, global critics call for an arms embargo on Israel. Continuing to supply munitions risks making the United States complicit in alleged war crimes. Observant economists point out that the first law of economics is scarcity, and that the first law of politics is to ignore the first law of economics. By ignoring constitutional limits, politicians also ignore economic limits. But more fundamentally, unlimited foreign aid undermines accountability. When the federal government spends billions overseas, the average citizen has little influence over how that money is used. We know how Zelensky's using that money in Ukraine. It ain't coming back. The states and local communities whose resources are diverted through federal taxation cannot easily reclaim them. This is precisely the tyranny Madison and Jefferson feared, a remote central government using the Treasury for purposes far beyond its delegated authority. Mm-hmm. So let's go full circle. So what might a constitutionally faithful approach to international conflicts look like? How things should be done. Yeah. First, Congress should recognize that its powers are limited to external objects directly affecting the United States. If Americans want to support Ukraine or Israel, they are free to do so privately. Dave, I know you said in the green room before the show you were going to donate this week's overtime to Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And I applaud you for that. But you can't force others to do it.
My mechanic, he's Ukrainian. That's what I meant. I'm going to get my suspension done. Same thing, right?
States could also decide within their own constitutional frameworks to provide humanitarian aid. But the federal government has no enumerated power to serve as the world's arsenal. By the way, I think you can send them money, but I don't think you can send them like weapons. I think that's beyond the pale. That's kind of treason-y right there.
You're horning in on their racket. You can't do that.
Second, a true national defense is implicated, for example, if a foreign aggression directly threatens the United States or its treaty obligations. Congress should follow the proper procedure: debate, vote, and if necessary, declare war. There is no substitute for constitutional deliberation. As Madison observed in 1793, quote, "The power of declaring war ought to be fully and exclusively vested in the legislature. because the executive branch is the branch most interested in war and most prone to it. 1793, by the way. Only Congress represents the states and the people, and therefore can ensure that war is undertaken only when absolutely necessary. Third, the United States should return to Washington and Jefferson's Council of Non-Permanent Alliances. Temporary alignments in emergencies are sometimes necessary, but permanent entanglements lead to endless commitments and encourage foreign governments to rely on American arms instead of pursuing their own defense or negotiating peace. Think how quickly Ukraine would have negotiated with Russia for peace if they weren't being fed munitions from the United States. As Washington put it, America should avoid, quote, interweaving our destiny with that of any part of Europe. Of course, also anywhere else. And Jefferson urged peace, commerce, and honest friendship, entangling alliances with none. A constitution of enumerated powers is more than a parchment barrier. It is the guardrail that preserves a free and self-governing republic. The Trump administration's decisions to supply huge quantities of arms to Ukraine and to resume shipments of massive bombs to Israel, while perhaps motivated by geopolitical calculation or partisan politics, cannot be justified by any enumerated power. They are precisely the sort of boundless field of power Jefferson warned against when he said that powers not delegated are reserved to the states and the people. They also run contrary to the founders' repeated warnings to avoid entangling alliances and foreign wars. Sound economic thinking emphasizes that policies must be judged by their incentives and their long-term consequences. Ignoring the 10th Amendment to fund foreign wars not only erodes constitutional limits, but also sets precedents that future presidents can exploit. If we accept the argument that the general welfare authorizes arming allies today, nothing prevents a president tomorrow from using the same rationale to police internal affairs of states, to nationalize industries, regulate every aspect of American life. In the end, constitutional government requires the humility to recognize that however compelling a cause may seem, the federal government may only act within its delegated authority. As Adams urged Americans in 1821, let us recommend freedom abroad by the benignant sympathy of our example, not by sending missiles and bombs. Only by honoring the limits the founders have set, can America remain both free at home and a moral force abroad. You could just...
There you go. All I have is...
yeah, that's probably fine. He just goes...
we really goofed on this one, didn't we?
Yeah. It would have been even better if all of that was said and then you just go, nobody gives a shit.
That'd be a bold move.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks again to the Libertarian Institute, that's Scott Horton's outfit, for publishing that
dude.
Yeah, that long diatribe right there.
It's great too. I wish we could force everybody to read that.
Yeah, if I was just enumerated with the power to force everyone to do what I want, then
just read it.
Yeah, we talked about this in our quiz show last week. I believe in a total monarchy, and it's me. And
for everybody's best, you know.
And I mean, I'm looking out for you guys. Yeah. You just have to trust me. Dude, source, trust me, bro.
Yeah.
They don't let you put that in these academic articles, by the way. You can't put, dude, trust me. Oh. Actually cite your sources.
No Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I remember having endless debates back in the old days about this, of like, But if I'm a historian and I write an opinion, then I'm gonna then share that opinion, and then when you ask
and
for
then
a
you can reference
source,
it.
I'm just gonna link me.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah,
That's the source. Guy right
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
No, that was good, because one of the things I've noticed is I'll like watch some of these debates or news shows or something, and some of them will just be open about it and be like, we need to do this because we need these resources, we need this strategic location, because if we don't, then this is going to be dangerous for us. And sometimes I'll be like, well, you know, they almost got a point there. But if you go back to the basics of what the rules are, what they're allowed to do, that doesn't matter. You know how important that is. It's not in the rules.
I'm glad that you said the rules of what they're allowed to do, because so many people misunderstand thematically everything about the Constitution and or the Bill of Rights or whatever. The Bill of Rights isn't a list of your rights. The Constitution, while it does list things that the federal government can do, it's not about you at all.
No.
It enumerates the powers that we've delegated to them, because in that system, the people are the sovereign. The federal government is not sovereign. Washington, D.C. is not sovereign. Now, you can make the argument that the individual states are sovereigns because they entered into the compact and because they created the federal government. And they created the Constitution. But even with that, the people created the states. So a sovereign cannot have been created by someone else. They have to be the original. So since the states created the federal government cannot be sovereign. But who created the state governments? Of course, that is the people, respectively. The people are sovereign. That's it. That's the trickle down. It's the people are sovereign. They created the states created the union. That's it.
Pretty simple. Really.
It really is. It's like, you know, the people who would argue even minutely against what I just said, it's because they don't want it to be that way. That's all. Yeah. It's not.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Not working for me.
Codain says, if you want me to read your articles, I need them in print. Hate reading on screens. Well, buy yourself a printing press. I will send you all the files. You print them out. You can go, actually, you can just go to the Libertarianist website, print it out, and read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have the power. I mean, if you're wanting me to print it out and send it to you, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to start.
Make that happen.
I mean, where's that Patreon link? Where's Aaron? Aaron's fucked off to Oklahoma, so he's not here to share the links.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So people have to give me money in order for me to do more stuff.
We're gonna start a zine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Printing press.
It's still called a printing press. The big printers that print
ones,
large scale are still called presses. I don't know if you knew that or not.
They don't press anymore, those, right? They got new.
It's still called a press.
Yeah.
Well, they still have those too. I mean, there's digital presses, and then there's analog.
Oh.
So I mean, yeah.
That reminds me, I just recently learned what uppercase and lowercase actually meant. I thought that was pretty neat. From the old print set things, they actually had the uppercase with the big letters and the lowercase with the little letters. Learn something new every day. Hold on.
Wow. Oh, got him. See,
Got him.
looking a little chonky tonight.
Oh, he is. Putting it on. Oh, now he's not going to leave.
Yeah. It's got to be his idea.
Yeah. Because I offered for him to leave, and he's I don't know if I want to now.
Yep. That's exactly right. All right. Well, That actually, I wanted to power through it because it was kind of a long article, but actually
Yeah,
got through
pretty
it pretty
quick.
quick. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I mean, now what?
it's nice to get back to the basics. That was good. Good article.
I feel like we should just continue to stream until we receive something like donations,
Something.
subscribers. Yeah. Just, I mean, I just went through that whole article and I noticed that we're sitting at 0. So that just means we're going to have to keep going. So,
All right. What else do I got?
I don't know. Dave, you write something real quick and then you read through it and I'll listen. Just real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a topic and I'll.
Okay, yeah, but well, make sure to print it out. We got to get it to Codain.
Oh yeah. It's gonna have a whole bunch of those long lined between the words that AI is so known for.
Yeah.
I used to write when I was younger. I was pretty creative, and then I got lazy, I think. Because writing is easy. I just don't have the time.
We did get bits. We did get bits. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I can't complain. I really didn't have anything else prepared.
Let me see here.
I think this would have been a good episode of the Path to Liberty for TAC, but maybe leave out some of my choice language.
It was pretty. I thought it was good. I didn't think you said anything bad. Did you?
I think I might have said.
You might have alluded. You might have alluded to some things.
Yeah, I might have under my breath said a thing or two. I don't know if when I say something under my breath, if the mic picks it up.
Yeah.
Which I kind of hope it does. That adds to the comedic effect. But
yeah,
I'm
not sure he meant for us to hear that.
Yeah. God,
football's back. I'm pretty excited about that.
My voice is all coarse now. I've read for 40 minutes straight. Yeah, tomorrow some more preseason games.
Yeah, I just checked for Buffalo. I'm going to be at work, but I might be able to catch the second half. It doesn't matter. By then,
it doesn't matter.
The starters are gone.
Yeah, it's the preseason. Who even cares? It's just, I did see
Football.
A funny thing though. Did you know? So last week was the Hall of Fame game. Famously, the Hall of Fame game is like the biggest joke of all games because it's like a preseason game.
Yeah,
the Hall of Fame game had more viewers than the NBA Finals.
I didn't hear about those either. Those going on?
Well, that was months ago now.
Oh, okay.
So each game of the NBA Finals averaged like 4.3 million viewers. The NFL Hall of Fame game, which is a preseason game to the preseason, got 6.8 million viewers. That's just so funny. Oh well, poor NBA. What are you gonna do? I mean, the Cowboys are gonna be dog shit again this year, so that's something to look forward to. Yeah.
That's rough. Yeah.
I mean, how much longer can Jerry Jones be alive?
Yeah, he's pretty old, right?
Oh yeah, he's super old. Yeah.
Yeah. You think he's the problem, huh?
Yeah, he's in his 80s. I actually thought he was older than that. It says he's 82. I thought he was even older than that. He looks it. He looks it. Bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry.
That's what you get for mogging a cat.
I'm just covered in it now.
Yeah. Codain says, I'd pay for an ITL monthly zine. Just another way for you to take money from me. Dave, I don't have I used to own a printing business, which puts my authority as a print specialist far, far above everyone else's. But I don't own a printer anymore. Yeah. But Dave does. So actually, Dave is going to be in charge of the printing department, and it's too late.
Got one of those nice laser printers.
Yeah. So you'll have to print. So when I articles from now on, you print them, and you just send them to Codain.
Just Codain.
Yeah.
I'll put a nice cover on it. Yeah.
He's the only one subscribed to the zine, so don't print 500. Just yeah. Actually, wait until I get like a dozen articles, and we'll design a. Well, hold on. Yeah, wait till I get 10 articles.
Yeah.
No.
That sounds good for a zine.
8 articles. 8 articles because the thing is that you take 4 11 by 17s folded over and stapled down the center. That gets you a 16. Or 3 of them will get you a 12-page pamphlet.
Yeah.
And so that'll be front cover, back cover. Inside front cover will be like table of contents. Inside back cover will be like, credits, appreciations, subscribe. And then the inside 8 pages are for the articles. But the articles might be kind of long. I don't know. We'll wait till we'll see how many it takes. We'll see how many articles it takes. But I'm thinking like 5 11 by 17s folded and stapled. That's 20 pages. 20 pages would probably be enough for. Yeah, you do like 8 articles that are a couple of pages apiece. Yeah. That's what we'll do. We'll do that.
My printer.
We'll do that. You guys, Dave will just run down to Office Max. He'll run down there and get those printed out. Yeah. And we'll start getting subscribers. Bring back physical media.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Codain says, I expect the covers to be amazing, Dave. No slacking. All right, so that means the inside pages are going to be on 80-pound test gloss.
Okay.
And the cover is going to be 100-pound test gloss, full color on the cover. And yeah, this is going to be quite a project for you. You're probably going to have to call in.
Start looking.
Got a lot ahead.
Get ahead.
Look, I'm providing the articles. Dave's got to do the graphics and the covers and the printing. It's gonna be a lot. It won't be that much. It'd be all right.
Known as a tabloid or ledger paper.
What, 11 by 17?
Oh, it's the same as A3 or A4. Okay, let me see. Do we have that? Let's see if my printer can handle this.
Letter is 8.5 by 11. Legal is 8.5 by 14. Ledger is 11 by 17. Or tabloid. Because the thing is that's the same size as 2 8.5 by 11 side by side. And so when it's folded over, and you staple it down the center, and now you've got a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy, dude.
Simple.
Yeah, and right now, that is true. Right now, Codain is 100% of our subscribers to the magazine. So you're going to really want to make sure that he's happy with the product.
I'll probably cater to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what his preferred ads are.
It's actually scary how much I know about printing. So we need to get off this subject because I did that professionally for 8 years. I know a lot about printing.
We got to have at least one comic, right?
I mean, are you going to do political comics? Are you going to do?
I'll just steal something.
See, I've heard a story about you doing that, but I don't think we can do that and actually print it and get away with it and sell it for money. That's when it starts to get in trouble.
As long as Codain doesn't tell anybody. Be
You
all right.
could you can actually still see the remnants where somebody took the brush tool and tried to mark out New Yorker and you
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
staple them. Yeah, you can't. They don't take too kindly to that, actually.
Ah, that intellectual property.
Yeah, you goddamn right. You can take your autistic spurging IP stuff somewhere else. I own it. It belongs to me. You're gonna pay for it because they make us pay for it. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be quite a project. Look, Dave, I will walk you through it step by step because I know everything there is to know about printing.
I gotta find some paper too. Let's see.
I'm also gonna. I'll get you some basic tools to get you the long stapler you need so that you can staple the center so that you can fold them.
Oh,
Yep.
even think of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. You're gonna want to do that for sure.
so not 20 pound, 92 bright.
No, that's shit paper. That's like copy paper, dude.
Yeah, that's usually what I use.
Well, yeah,
Mm.
we're printing a magazine. You don't use copy
it's-
paper. God,
Let me see what my options are here.
that's when I would just yell at my customers. But this is cheaper. I know it's cheaper because it's cheap, and then you're gonna go, "This isn't very good." Then I'm gonna slap you in the fucking mouth. That's what I would tell them, and then they would say, "Oh, okay, well we better get this then." I said, "You're goddamn right."
Yeah, you threaten them.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not in business anymore. But
Oh, we got some 52 pound glossy.
I'll send it. I'll send you everything, Dave. I'm gonna make you
Okay.
I'll make you a little Amazon cart. It's gonna have everything you need.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried printing on like photo paper, and my printer had trouble with that. I don't know if it's made for that.
We're gonna get you InDesign, Adobe InDesign. That's what you're gonna use
Oh.
to lay everything out.
I was just
And,
gonna use paint.
Yeah, no,
Like,
you're
yeah,
not.
we can.
No. Mm. No, I don't think so.
Draw the cover. Draw the cover.
Yeah.
of MS Paint.
It's like the old school, like you can see it's the spray paint tool. Just drawing
Yeah.
shit.
bunch of squiggly lines.
Oh
with
man,
perfect circles.
Codain, you hear what Dave's cooking up for you. I don't know if that's
He's already preemptively written me off.
yeah. Sorry, Alan, but I think Dave is going to cost you your only customer. Well, he's new. I just hired him for the printing
Yeah.
department.
I'll get good at this.
Yeah. Oh, printing is totally something that you would be good at, Dave, because there's the creative side of it, and then there's just the manufacturing side. Printing is labeled as manufacturing. The manufacturing side of it, of just loading fucking inks and papers and stacking everything and folding and cutting and sorting and stapling. It's because it's line work, right? It's lay everything
production
out.
job.
It's
Yeah.
precise. Yeah, you'd be perfect for that shit.
I would. Mindless production.
Yeah,
love
that's exactly what I was thinking is I'm gonna lay out this whole magazine and set it to print, and then after that I was like, man, there's still like 80 hours of labor left. I need to find someone who enjoys just mindless labor.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, we got the guy. That's it.
Listen to some podcasts. It'll be fine.
I've been there, man. I remember many, 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 many long nights of just binding or folding or just whatever. Shit. God damn. That
So I
takes me
do a
way
lot of-
back.
Do a lot of hours of pressure washing, steam cleaning, dirty industrial tooling,
Yeah.
and it's kind of zen, especially if it's like cutting right, and you're just peeling off layers of stuff and
Mhm.
going at it, and then
I blew basically my whole 20s doing that. Just printing and binding and cutting and folding and designing. As that was basically what I did in my 20s. Was that?
See, Brooks got it.
Yeah, Brooke. Yeah, Brooke's gonna join you. You're gonna be on one end of the table. She's gonna be on the other,
nice.
and just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
My
cranking
rope
it
getting
out,
going.
man. I remember those days, buddy. I would never do that shit again. They couldn't pay me enough, both because they couldn't, and because they couldn't pay me enough. Ain't no money in that shit, man. We got 100 bits from Squaba Dude, who said it's your favorite mustache man, not that one.
Stash, man.
Who's that? Is he here?
I didn't see him in
Who's-
chat.
Who's Squaba Dude? Well, I know he's still here.
Squaba dude.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, it's Tom Selleck. It's Tom Selleck. Holy shit!
Oh, I didn't.
That's
even-
100 bits from
forgot.
Tom Selleck.
So
Big
generous.
on, yeah, big supporter of the 10th Amendment. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Thanks, Tom. I understand you could have
love
gone
Magnum
in for a
PI.
little bit more than 100 bits, but hey, thanks.
No, it's been a while since he's.
You know, he's retired, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't he still do some show
He's
on
on
TV?
a fixed
where
income
he's-
now.
Shit. He's on Social Security. Oh
maxed
God. It's so funny that you mentioned that, because I remember a while back there being an article talking about, like, there's all of these bleeding heart liberal celebrities who will say things like, you know, there should be higher taxes because we need to pay for all these things. There should be a social safety net. We have to help people. And not only, first of all, they could pay more money. They choose not to. You don't actually have to raise taxes. They could just voluntarily do it, but they don't. But on top of that,
Take Venmo.
you know that most of them also then draw Social Security. Because you think something super easy for them to do would just be to decline Social Security. They're actually drawing in more and not paying more.
Yeah.
But they want other people to pay more. Yeah. Fuck. God.
Yeah, you can PayPal now. You can Venmo the federal government.
Well, yeah, you
Super
can do that
convenient.
now. Aaron, we needed you here, man, to post links. I mean, I was on fire earlier.
It was
We were tearing it
was-
up.
It was a sight to behold.
Yeah. I could see Dave out of the corner of my eye the whole time we were going through it. And Dave was just 1,000-yard stare. Just
1,000 yards away. Yeah.
Yeah. You even did the buttons right. How about that? You even did
Yeah,
the
I
buttons.
thought I did it right.
So now, because we recorded, I can actually edit out just the article section from tonight and post it.
And you can
as
even
an-
cut me out and just make it a reel.
Well, no, I can't do that. You're, you know, because then people are going to wonder who's that. Every few minutes, I hear
that
some voice
voice.
go, yeah, who's that fucking
I
voice?
understand. I'm the eye candy. I got something to look at while you
Some
you teach them.
he's like he's got his fucking radio on. There's some dude talking every now and then.
Oh man.
Yeah. So should we like hang out and do something like a community stream, or should we, because we're at an hour, just be like, hey, that's the show?
Yeah, we could just be done. I mean, I've been working a lot. I wouldn't mind hanging out with the wife, the fam, but I'd love to hang out with my friends too. So I'm open for whatever.
Wouldn't mind, you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't kill me.
I can already hear next week. Marilyn Wilimowski writes, "Dear Alan and Dave." Well, Lyle's made his decision. Lyle said, "Good fucking night." So I guess
Oh.
we're playing the jazz music.
Dipping out.
Yeah.
Oh, Trying to
Yeah,
think.
Mary, I don't know if you're listening or not, but Dave wouldn't mind hanging out.
Go either way.
I mean, if you're busy, it's whatever.
Yeah,
What?
just working. Like I'm trying to think of something interesting that's been going on.
My only other idea, other than going through the article, would have just been to just watch stuff that I like. Like, oh, like I watched this and I liked it. Here, you guys watch it.
Yeah, watch it with me. It's
Yeah.
fun to experience things with the people you love.
No, Aaron, you're on sick leave from them. you never put in our HR department, which of course is
Yeah.
Dave. Dave is also
I
the
put him on
printing
light
department.
duty.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Aaron. I don't know when you came in, but Dave's the print manager now.
Yeah, we're starting a zine, man.
Yeah, we're starting a magazine. Dave's a print manager. He's also the HR manager. Which I realize now may have been a bad idea because he's going to try to fire himself to get out.
I don't know. Got a few
To
strikes
get out
on
of
my
all the-
permanent record.
Yeah. Brooke
we're gonna
says
resurrect
Mary has
print.
boobs though, so she should win every time without contest.
Don't worry, Aaron. I put you on light duty. You can stick around. No heavy
Outside
lifting.
of taverns. You go outside any taverns around where I live and start handing stuff out. You're in for an ass whooping. Excuse me, I've got a pamphlet. Oh yeah, how about
Yeah.
this? It's just, it's what. I decided, Dave, because you mentioned this earlier before the show started. I'm not going to shave until I hit my goal. Weight goal,
Oh,
which
yeah.
will probably be like first part of October.
Nice. I don't know. I like it. I think it looks good.
I know it's too gray. I can't.
Oh yeah, you don't like that.
It's just all this. It's just all that.
You have a
just
lot.
gray. Yeah, it's
I
really
only have a couple streaks. How are you grayer than me?
just mad all the time.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah, the anger.
yeah, just stress the
Seeps
fuck out.
out of your
yeah.
chin.
Yeah. Well, it's on the top of my head too, but that's more chic. The beard just looks
Yeah.
old.
Isn't that great being a man? You just become more distinguished. As long
Yeah.
as you keep your neck under control.
Aaron says they say you lose about 20 pounds when you die, so September should be long enough. That's true. no
Just keep
need for
losing weight.
October. Yeah. It'd probably be around the first week of October is when I'll hit my goal, and then because I'm gonna do what I did last time. I'm gonna hit my goal, and then I'm not gonna tell anybody, and then I'm gonna shave up and get all clean cut, and then you're gonna be like,
Oh,
yeah,
nice, like tailored suit. To
Yeah.
Your new body.
yeah. I need to get a new suit. That costs money.
Dave D3's gotten really good at thrifting every little piece. Like he just slowly has built this huge wardrobe of dress clothes.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what the Joker does too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, real quick before we go, Michael says, Dave, I'm sorry for making fun of the Bills. I'm done. Well,
Oh,
I mean, you know, I for one would never do that. I have long said that I think one of the best stadiums in the NFL to catch a game is the Bills Stadium.
really?
Yeah,
I still call it Ralph Wilson, but it's
Well,
some
I mean-
corporation now.
because there's no Super Bowl banners to block your view.
Oh, that's nice. That's convenient.
Yeah.
It's distracting, having a bunch of those laying around.
Yeah, like you would know. Shit.
I've seen Bye.